Welcome to this amazing live stream today, and we are going to talk about the most important thing that you need to develop in your life, and that is nothing but your vocabulary in English. Now, I'm talking about this thing in terms of improving couple of things for you guys, which will help you to understand the most useful verbs in your life. Now, let me tell you that yesterday we discussed about something important, the difference between your native language and English. Now, whenever we learn our native language at that time, few things are there which we learn automatically because of the influence of the people and the situations that we go through, right? For example, let's consider the example of a child who is just 1 year old. Now, the child was getting all these things by just observation and listening. You did the same thing, I did the same thing. Everyone does the same thing, right? Whenever we understand our native language at that time, we automatically learn these words and we automatically store the ready-made sentences in our mind without any kind of issues and without any kind of hesitation. And when it happens at that time, our mind understands this thing and it focuses on repeating the same words and the same sentences again and again. And when it happens at that time, what exactly we do? We focus on understanding one thing, and that is nothing but repetition of those words and collection of such words and certain sentences in our mind automatically. When it is registered in your mind at that time, what exactly happens? We come to know that how we need to use these particular words and different types of sentences according to different situations in front of different people. Well, yes, it works exactly in English also. But when it works in English at that time, there are few things that we need to focus on. And those things are nothing but we need to focus on certain things on the basis of some concepts of English grammar. Most of the people, they also learn most of the words in ready-made form, I would say automatically, right? That would be the better word. Whenever you learn your surroundings, whenever you just come to know about certain things about yourself, about your surroundings, about the actions you perform, right, about different objects around you, you automatically learn those words because you observe people and you listen to them, right? Now, if I just ask you to just look around yourself, you will be able to see that wherever you are looking at, 95%, right? 95%, your mind will tell you all those things in English only. Every single person can do this particular thing, and you can check your vocabulary right now at this particular moment. And you will be able to see that it is easier to know lots of words in English. Then what is the issue in terms of making different sentences and speaking fluently in English? Well, why does it happen? Well, there are few things that I'm going to discuss about, right? There is a specific connection between your existing vocabulary and the way you speak English in your life. Now, let's talk about this particular thing in simple and step-by-step manner. When we talk about this thing at that time, whenever you try to use different verbs in your life at that time, notice one thing, that is nothing but different actions that we perform every single day. I'm also going to give you one of the activity that you need to perform and you need to complete that in the comment box. Okay. And according to that, all of the members, those who will be able to watch this particular live stream, they will be able to know that yes, these are the common actions that we perform every single day. And on the basis of those actions, I'm going to share something amazing today, which will guide you to understand this thing in simple and step-by-step manner. And you will be able to know that how exactly you need to start speaking using short set of sentences. And it would be easier for you to speak efficiently. Okay. Now, another thing. Along with this particular thing, what I want you to understand, whenever you will list down these particular verbs, these actions and all of those things, whenever I will explain you this activity in detail, I want you to follow this particular thing with proper progress and monitoring. Do this thing on priority basis. Within 7 days, you will be able to see that you have improved your vocabulary a lot. Okay. I'll tell you one interesting example. There are certain people, those who believe they have lots of knowledge, but they are not able to present it. In the same kind of way, most of the people, they have lots of verbs, lots of words in their mind, but they are not conscious about it. They are not able to use those words in a better way to construct different sentences. Well, there may be a language barrier because of which they are not able to improve themselves. And because of that thing, it is highly essential to train your mindset to learn English grammar and make different sentences in your life. which will help you to write better and speak better. Now, most of the time, people are able to speak English, but somewhere they are not able to write correctly. And why do we need to learn English grammar? Because we need to focus on writing correctly. Have you seen that the grammatical mistakes are accepted in the email writing? Not at all. Well, you may be a good speaker. There is no issue in that case. But if you are making some grammatical mistakes, then it is not okay. So there is always a difference. There is always a battle between your formal English and casual English. What do I mean by both of these things? Well, casual English is something which someone uses without any kind of thinking of any grammatical concept or something like that. Whatever the natural way that you develop, you are just using that kind of way. If you see native speakers in US and UK, in European countries, if you see that particular thing, if you look at those people, they speak effortlessly. But if you seriously ask them about English grammar, you'll be able to see that they won't be able to tell you much about that, right? The same thing happens with us when we talk with people in our native language. Do we focus more on learning our native language grammar? Not at all. Why do we do that? Because we learn this thing in a casual manner. We learn this through the natural response by just listening to people, observing to people, being in different situations, interacting with different people. These things help us to develop our native language. And when you go to school, when you start reading something, when you start writing something, there you need to learn some language skills. I would say English grammar, I would say your native language grammar. Why you need to learn that thing? So that you can write something in better way and you can just read something in order to understand couple of things. Let me know, type agree in the chat box if you agree that yes sir, this is exactly that you are telling us, because I like to connect all those issues with the practical life, right? Make sure that you like this particular live stream and share with your friends and family members so that they will also be able to gain this knowledge and they will get lots of clarity to improve their vocabulary, their English grammar and communication skills. Okay, make sure that you type agree in the chat box if you agree to this thing. I want you to type it in the comment box. Okay, now along with this particular thing, when we try to develop our vocabulary, make sure that you divide your day in different ways, in different situations, right? Another thing I'll tell you here, if you are going to your organization at your office or if you're working from home, you can just identify one particular thing. If you handle your daily meetings or if you are the part of your daily meetings, I want you to understand and observe people. Just try to understand daily meetings. Just give the title in your notebook, daily meetings. Below that, try to observe the people, right? And try to just list down the most useful verbs that you use in your workplace, at your workplace, in your daily routine, whatever it may be. Only one situation. I'm not asking you to find out so many verbs in your life. Consider this as an activity, right? The same activity that I was talking about. What you guys are going to do, you are going to take a specific activity, a specific situation, I would say, instead of activity. Take that particular situation. Suppose I will give you the example of a meeting. You just conduct the meeting or you become the part of that particular meeting. Every day, the same set of things are discussed. Consider the example of an IT engineer, a person who is working in the IT industry. Now, most of the time, these people have their daily stand-up meetings before starting their work, before starting their day. If you are an IT engineer, you will be able to connect with me right now at this particular moment. Now, whenever you do this particular thing, what I want you to understand, just write down the title, daily stand-up meetings. Okay. Now you are well aware that what are the actions that you perform. Just list down all of the actions. For example, coding. Code is a verb you can consider, right? You can use programming, program, whatever it may be. You can use manage. You can use checking the mails, implementation, checking the bug, fixing the issue, whatever it may be. Just write down all of these particular things. And I want you to find out at least 10 most useful, I would say most useful actions, right? Whenever you learn any language, at that time, if you focus on understanding the actions, you will be able to understand that in terms of grammatical language as verbs, right? Whenever people develop their vocabulary at that time, they believe that they need to learn some fancy kind of verbs. You always see some kind of verbs, right? Some smart kind of English, right? Even I have also posted some things on my Instagram account. You can check it that, right? But the thing is that whenever we do those particular, when we learn this particular new kind of words, we should be able to understand them and use them in our life. That is the most essential thing. Another thing, along with this particular thing, what I want you to understand is whenever you will list it down at that time, you will be able to know it easily that why exactly you need to use that particular word in a specific place in a specific sentence. For that purpose, I want you to focus on understanding parts of speech in a better way. I have already shared lots of content. I have shared lots of details in my 4-week program. You can also pay using the installments and join that. Make sure you check the description box and check out the free videos that I have given for you so that you can learn something from them and then you can join the community, right? So I want you guys to be in the live practice sessions wherever you can implement whatever that I'm telling you here. It is always better to stay in the community of the like-minded people where you learn lots of things and improve yourself a lot, right? Along with this particular thing, whenever you try to understand this kind of words at that time, make sure that you understand the function of that particular word. The moment you understand the function of this particular word, you automatically start remembering that. And whenever you remember the word while speaking in the same situation the next time, you start understanding the same thing in simple and step-by-step manner. I want you to understand this, and according to that, you will be able to understand this thing in easier manner. And improving your vocabulary will be effortless for you. See, whatever the sentences that I'm speaking here, whatever the sentences that I'm using here, all these sentences are simple enough to understand. I'm not making complicated sentences. I'm not making difficult sentences. But the situation here is, but the thing here is, you need to understand how you need to use your vocabulary in order to make simple and easier sentences. If you are able to connect with this, I want you to understand this thing in simple and step-by-step manner. Okay? Now, when we focus on verbs, we automatically understand actions, right? When we just describe people at that time, or when we describe different things, we also need something. And what is that something? We call them adjectives in our life. When we talk about adjectives at that time, we always describe people. We always describe certain situations, certain things in our life, certain food dishes, right? And when we do that at that time, we have typical adjectives in our mind. We can just divide them in terms of colors. Just try to understand how many colors that you know, right? Most of the people, they know all the colors, at least basic colors, right? So this can be used as adjectives. For example, his car is black in color, whatever it may be, right? You know all of these things, how to use these words. So there should not be any issue with this thing. Second thing, whenever you describe people in terms of their fairness or their physique, their body, whatever it may be, you know this particular thing, fat, thin, whatever it may be, right? After that particular thing, whenever we just understand couple of things in terms of food, we know tasty, delicious, scrumptious, whatever it may be, right? Spicy, sour, sweet, bitter, whatever it. You just need to list them down, whatever the things you know in terms of food or whatever it may be. Now we have understood that 2 to 3 sections I have explained you here. I want you guys to understand according to your requirement. There may be different adjectives, there may be different things in your life. If you focus on those particular things and if you note them down, you will be surprised to know that you already know lots of verbs in your life. You already know lots of adjectives in your life. You already know certain things which you need to use to make proper sentences in your life. That is the beautiful part of learning any language in your life, right? Sounds good? Now, along with this particular thing, whenever you try to improve this particular thing, whenever you try to develop this particular thing in your life, I want you guys to understand that when we use all of these words, we improve our sentence constructions, right? And whenever we do that, we improve our thought process also. Now you must be thinking, sir, I can easily Google these things, that most useful verbs, adjectives, and all of those things. Well, that is where you are making mistakes. If you just go to Google and if you just write down 20 useful verbs in my life, it is not going to give you the most useful verbs according to your life, because ultimately it's your life. It is not someone else's. You need to understand that whenever we improve ourselves, we need to focus on the activities we perform, the people we meet, the people we interact, the situations we are in. It's real game. It's the practical life. It's complete scenario with your personal life. And that can give you lots of clarity to improve yourself. And that is what my mission is. I'm training people, I'm helping people to improve their language skills so that they will be able to develop a mechanism in their life which will help them to learn certain things on longer scale, right? It is not something that you are just copying some of these things, you are just learning those things, and then you are just expecting that you will be able to speak English fine. No, it's all about your requirement in your life. If you're preparing for an interview, you may take help. There is no doubt that you can refer certain contents, you can refer the books, videos, and all of these things. But the thing is that there should be a systematic approach. There should be a standard methodology. There should be a proven framework which will guide you to understand this thing. Where are the issues that you are facing? What are the exact problems that you are facing? How exactly you need to focus on improving yourself in a simple and step by step manner? Well, all these things play a major role in your life in terms of improving your vocabulary, right? Don't just try to copy the words from some things and then try to develop your vocabulary. No, it is not going to help you. Then if you just do this thing, if you believe that, sir, I can do this thing from this place, that place, I can do this thing, well, you are following the conventional way that you have been following since long time. Let me know in the comment box if you agree to this thing or not. All of the people, those who join my 5-day bootcamp and they become the member of the 4-week family, they have been trying the same approach to improve their English. But still, they are struggling with the same kind of thing. I want you to understand and be the part of my 4-week community. You can definitely check out the application. You can download it from the description box and you can join this amazing course, right? And you will be also able to understand that there are 2 free videos, and I have also given a free test. If you want to check it out, you can download the app and you can give the free test to understand your existing knowledge of your English language. Okay, so I will see you once again tomorrow with another topic. I'm keeping this live session short that you can understand all of those things and you will be able to learn lots of things here in simple and step by step manner. Okay, so make sure that you complete this activity. What is the activity? I'm explaining the same thing again. Make sure that you take a notebook, write down the situation that you always repeat again and again in your life. Try to write down the most useful verbs that you use. Do one thing only, not so many things. You will be surprised to know that we know multiple actions in our life. We call them verbs in grammatical language. But the tragedy is we do not use them in systematic manner to construct different sentences which will help us to speak better in our life. That is what I want you to understand. Okay, so make sure that you complete the activity. You can just complete that in simple ways and you can post it in the comment box. Rest of the people will also learn lots of things from you. Whenever we learn together, we learn fast, and whenever we grow together, we grow fast. That is the beautiful part of learning this particular thing in your life. Okay, so guys, that's it for the day. I'm keeping this live stream short so that people will be able to watch it and consume the knowledge and apply it to get instant results in their life. So I will see you once again tomorrow in the YouTube live session with a different topic, and it is going to help you to upscale your language skills and your life skills. My name is Kamlesh and this is the live stream that you have watched today. So I will see you once again tomorrow. By that time, take care of yourself and your family members, and don't forget to keep learning and keep growing. Have a great time ahead, guys. Bye-bye.